Hey everybody, Tsekking here. Before we get into the meat of this one, let me just ask you guys, if there's a topic you would want me to talk about, leave it in the comments below. I want to make one thing perfectly clear: that does not mean I'm completely out of ideas. I do have ideas for videos, but we're actually approaching the halfway point here, somewhat, 15th, so yeah. And I just realized, like, hey, maybe my fans would want me to talk about something. So I don't really care if it's something. Maybe I probably talked about it at one point on my live streams, but you know, those you can't expect to sift through everything. But if there's something you want to know, maybe about my personal life or about a particular anime I am or am not watching or anything like that, go ahead and just leave a comment below. And I'm not gonna pick it based on like how many upvotes they get. I'll just basically look through the list, and anything that piques my interest, I'll make a video about. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. But today's video is gonna be about my job again, because I just got back from it. So there's nothing else I did today. I went to work, so I have work on the brain. So I gotta talk about work. Particularly, I was thinking about making this video a while back. But I figured, it might seem kind of like a dickish move to some people, so I figured I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste my fans' time with a video about Dollar Tree. And the video is a very simple premise. It is how to be a good fucking customer. That's what I should title the video. How to be a good customer. How to properly shop in a store that just pleases, that maximizes the I guess I should say, just not even maximizes, just makes it tolerable for both you and me. Alright, so I'm not gonna like you can see why I didn't want to make a video about that, because that's just, they would be a massive bitch fest. But hey, making videos every day, they're already kind of massive bitch fest, so let's get into this. Alright, so I have a list of 3 things, though. I'm not gonna, there's more than that. There's more. But I figure, hey, whenever you work retail, what do they make you do in order to train to work in retail? They usually will probably show you some form of video, or you'll have to take some kind of test just to show you, here's how you talk to customers, here's how to handle a tough situation, here's how to do this, here's how to deal with complaints. They teach you how to interact with the public. So I think it's only my duty to teach the public how to interact with me, right? And if you worked in retail, then this will probably be this will either be the most funniest thing to you, and if you haven't worked in retail, this will be probably scare you. But no, I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm not trying to be like, oh, the customers suck. No, they don't. Look, they seriously don't. All right, but there's just a list of 3 things I'm throwing out. There are more than this, but I think if every customer just did these 3 things, then my job would not only be easier, but it would also be more productive. Because this is not an act of me being lazy, all right? Because here's the thing, with my job anyway, I get paid to run the cash register, but I also get paid to stock the shelves. That's another side. When I'm not running the register, I have to stock the shelves, and that's the whole crux of any store. You have to keep moving the product out into the store. You have to move freight, because what happens? Well, you get a shipment in. Usually once a week in most stores, I would imagine. In most, maybe a bigger store like Walmart, you get multiple throughout the week. But just a tiny little dollar store like us, we get shipments in once a week, and they can range from, at least, I would say 1,000 crates, 1,000 boxes every shipment, in and around that. And, they're in the stock room, and what do we have to do? We have to move them out into the store, because next week we get 1,000 more boxes, and we can't just keep them having pile up in the stock room. We have to move them out. So that is a main point. So if customers were just to follow these 3 things, then I will be more productive in getting all this other stuff out, and everybody's happy. I actually am more productive at my job. Okay, so first thing you need to do as a customer: if you move something off the shelf and you realize either you don't want it or you took it by accident or something to that nature, put it back where it goes. Now look, I know you might be thinking for a second, that's impossible, Matt. And it's true. You can go into any retail store and you can find things that just do not belong. You know, like, oh, like what are these picture frames doing in the baking aisle? You know, like no matter where you go, you're gonna find it. So here's the thing: I'm not asking everybody to do this. All right, there are a few exceptions to this. Let's say you're an older lady. You're an old lady or you're an old guy, and you get something in your cart, and then you walk to the other side of the store, and you notice that, oh, I don't want these anymore. You know, I'm not going to ask an old guy to walk all the way back into one aisle just to find, like, where did this go again? You know, I'm not asking that. But I am asking if you are able-bodied. You know, do not like, oh, okay, I'm going to have a bunch of this stuff. Okay. 3 aisles later, you're like, oh, wait, I don't need this now. Shit, just toss it on an end cap, they'll figure it out. Yeah, no, no, don't do that. You know, it's not a big deal if it's only like one or two things. Like, for example, the picture frame example, that actually did happen to me today. I was in the baking aisle, and I saw a whole stack of picture frames that were just left there. But that's not a big deal, because I could just, oh, it's a stack of picture frames. I could just grab it, go where all the picture frames are, put them there. But when you get people that literally throw, like, okay, soap, bowls, electronics, hardware, gift cards, you know, just everything in a stack, and they set it on an end cap, you know, by the freezers, you know, that's like a grab bag for me to grab and throw in a basket, and I have to sort it all out myself. And that's time taken away when I could be doing other stuff. So if you're able-bodied, put it back to where it goes. You found it, you can put it back. And number two, if you're not able-bodied to do it, if you're an elderly person, hey, really simple solution to this. Incredibly simple. When you're up at the register, tell me, I don't want this anymore. Can you put it back for me? Because then I know about the problem. I know that, okay, you don't want this toothpaste. I can put it back for you. I don't have to scour the store while I'm trying to do something else and notice, oh, what is this toothpaste doing here? And, you know, I have to put it back. No, just tell me. And another thing people will do, actually, like, when they're in the middle of checkout, they'll be like, oh, I don't want this. And they'll just shove it where, like, because we have, like, candy and shit up at the checkout. They'll, like, shove it in the candy. I'm like, or they'll set it on top of, like, the candy. I'm like, dude, I'm right here. Just give it to me. I'll put it back. It's fine. You know? I would much rather just you come up to me and give it to me than me, you know, just finding it as I'm just around the store, because I don't know where all this shit is. You know, it's just a random mishmash of shit that's scattered around the store. You know, kids are another thing. Kids, you know, kids grab everything. Kids will grab stuff off the shelf, and they'll go running around the store with it. And then they'll, you know, at the last minute, the parent will be like, Billy, you put that back. And of course, yeah, the 5-year-old kid's going to put it back. No, I used to be 5. I know what the kid's going to do. He's going to walk until his mother's out of eye shot, then just chuck it on a shelf somewhere. All right? Just give it to me or put it back yourself. All right? But don't hide it. Don't try to hide it behind something else. Don't just throw it somewhere, because that just means that you're lazy and you just don't want it, and you're just assuming, oh, well, it's his job to put it back. Yeah, I mean, it is, but you're kind of, you know, you're kind of being a douche here with that. I'm just saying. All right, so that's number one. No, seriously, that could be the only one. If I could have one wish in my job, that would be it. That would be it. Just everybody just put stuff back the way it goes. Even if just half of the people put the stuff back the place it goes. Holy shit, that would make my job infinitesimally easier. Just ridiculously easier just for that alone. Because the amount of time I have to devote every night to that is, I have to spend like an hour easy. Usually more, but at least an hour just going around finding stuff and putting it back to where it goes. I come into work when I close, and my boss is like, I have a cart of mischief for you, Matt. And it's a cart full of just stuff that she pulled off the shelf. And that's what I have to do for like an hour. While balancing, you know, the checkout. I have to do this, so yeah. Oh, that's the big one. That's the big one right there. Number two. Payment. Okay, we live in a society, we live in a world now where payment should be the easiest thing ever. Paying for your stuff should be the simplest thing ever. We have credit cards now. We have swipe, beep, beep, done. That's it. Here's your receipt. Have a great night, sir. But we still apparently have problems with this sometimes. Okay, so here's some rules for payment. If you're paying with cash, make sure you don't have to like count everything you have to. You don't have to know the exact amount of money you're paying, because that's what I'm here for, to ring it through and then tell you. But if you're in a line that's like, if you're like in the line for a decent amount of time, you should at least have the money out. You know, if you're buying like 6 things, it's a dollar store. Everything in my store is $1 or less, so it's easier at my store to guess how much money you pay. But if you're at a bigger store like Walmart, I can understand. But most of the time, people don't pay with the exact amount. They'll pay with like, you know, they'll buy like 6 things. What do? They'll pay with a 10. They'll buy 14 things. What do? They'll pay with a 20. You know, most people just do that. So if you're paying with just, if you know you're going to be paying with just like 1 or 2 bills, have those out. You know, while you're waiting in line, get out your wallet, or like just count up the shit. Like, okay, this is like, okay, so probably like 20 bucks. Take out your money. Makes my job a lot easier. You know, just that too. It gets everybody in the line done, not just for me, but it gets everybody in line just out a lot quicker if you do that. And if you are paying with a credit card or an EBT card or anything, if you're paying with any kind of plastic, there is no excuse why you should not have that out already. No fucking excuse. Alright, I don't care, man, woman, child, elderly, no reason why, if you're paying with a piece of plastic, you should not, while you're waiting in line. I've been waiting in line for about 3 minutes now. Maybe I should take this time to pull out my solitary piece of plastic. There should be no excuse for that at all. You know, and I still have people, they'll, you know, ring their stuff through. And even while I'm ringing the stuff through, that's time that you could be taking to pull your money out. You know, if you're paying with, if it's like 1 or 2 things, obviously it's not a big deal. But if it's like you have like 30 things, and then I'm like, your total is $32.64, and they're like, oh, oh shit, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Okay. You had no time to kill while I was ringing those 30 things through. Okay? Yeah, there you go. And once again, if it's like you're the only one in line, not a big deal. Don't care. But if it's like 6 people and you're the well, to other people you will be. You'll be the asshole that's holding up line because you didn't have your credit card out. But I mean, I'm more worried about you guys having a fight. You know, I don't really care. But, you know, I'm more worried about, you know, that guy being, like, fumbling for his credit card and this other dude in the back being like, what the fucking hold up? You know, I'm more worried about something happening there between you two than I am about, you know, someone getting mad at me. Because people are at least aware enough to know that I'm not the one at fault here. You know, this guy can't get his money out. I'm not the one at fault. I'm not worried about myself. I'm more worried about something happening. Like, I don't like tension, all right? I try to do my job as quickly as possible. My friend Eric, he used to work at Dollar Tree. He doesn't work there anymore, but my friend Eric came up with like a Zen riddle for this one day. It was beautiful. It was like, cashier can only move as fast as customer. And that just stuck with me. It was like this epiphany I had. Like, cashier can only move as fast as customer. And he said it in like that fake like Pai Mei accent from Kill Bill. You know, and it's true. It's true. I can be like, you know, you give me 50 items, I can be like, bing, 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 52.62 is your total, sir. It doesn't matter how fast I am if you know, you're fumbling for your money or you're, you know, dealing with your kids or something. I you know, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna hit a wall at one point. But yeah, payment, really easy, really simple. Okay, what was the third one? What was the third one? The third one, okay, this one kind of ties into the first point. It's just something else that, you know, I am paid to do this, but I could be doing other stuff that is way more productive than this. Because everyone always complains about, wait, why don't you have this out? Don't you have this out? I'm like, hey, maybe if I had more time to put stuff out, I would have that out for you. But, you know, cashiers are not here to fuck with you. We're not here to mess up your day. People think, you know, some people seriously think, like, do you have this item? No. You didn't even check. I'm like, I don't need to. I work here. I'm here like several, you know, dozen hours a week. I know if we're going to have that or not because I've probably been in that aisle 30 times today alone. You know, so we're not trying to mess up your day. So that's just a side point. Like I like whatever bad day you're having, I'm a neutral party here, dude. I don't care. Don't care if you just won the lottery. Don't care if you just, you know, your wife just left you. I'm a neutral party. I'm not trying to fuck up your day. We don't have it, we don't have it. Okay, but anyway, the third point, and this is just to going along with the first one. Try not just to wreck the store. What do I mean by this? Okay, I was working in picture frames today. I was organizing the picture frames. It took me an hour and a half. The picture frames are not even like, they don't even take up the whole aisle. They take up maybe like a quarter of it. A quarter of an aisle just devoted to picture frames, but of course the picture frames are all mixed up, shredded 5x6s down there. Old like people are throwing stuff out. People are just wrecking it. I'm like, look, I know. Maybe you wanted like one particular one, so it's like, oh wait, okay, no, I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I don't want. Where is it? I want one. Oh, there's the one, way in the back. Okay, cart, wheel away. That's not my job to fix that. Once again, it's not something you have to do every time you're in the store, but just if everybody just had a little bit of consideration here, if everybody just took a little bit of effort to, you know, oh, picture frames, I'm not going to just chuck them aside. I'm just going to flip through them and be like, oh, okay, flip back. Okay, good. There you go. Easy. Don't have to chuck them around. Your kid grabs something off the shelf and puts it somewhere else. Put it back. It's your kid. But yeah, it took me that long to fix picture frames. And they honestly do not take up that much part of the aisle. And I just, you know, it's an easy way to remember this one. Just, okay, when you walk into an aisle, and I know this is going to be hard for a lot of people. This is going to be almost impossible, but I want you to try to do this. This is an exercise that you can do next time you're in a store. Whenever you're in an aisle that requires something like, maybe it's glassware, maybe it is picture frames, DVDs, I guess. We don't sell a lot of DVDs at my store. But anywhere you're in an aisle, or books is a wreck at my store, just a wreck, because people just sift through the books and just books is an absolute wreck always. But whenever you go somewhere where it looks like something is, you know, has to be like stacked a particular way, like let's just use picture frames for an example. You walk into the aisle, oh look, I want you to think. Those picture frames are all straight organized. How did they get like that? I want you to focus and think, like this is an exercise, like how did those picture frames get perfectly straight like that in rows? Then and you want to think about that, and it should take you a second or two to realize, wait, somebody must have put them there like that. Somebody had to have a box of picture frames and carefully put them in a straight row. Again and again and again and again. That's how they must have gotten like that. It probably took a lot of time to do that. It probably took this kid a lot of consideration and a lot of time and oh, okay, this is a 4x6, this is a 5x6. Probably took him a decent amount of time to make sure everything was organized the way it was supposed to be for my shopping convenience. Okay. Just think for a second and just think to a moment in your life where you had to spend a lot of time on something, and just imagine if somebody, like maybe you were building a birdhouse. Imagine all that time you put into building the birdhouse, and then imagine if someone just came over and just knocked the birdhouse down. How would you feel? How would you feel in that situation? Probably not very happy. I took an hour to organize the picture frames really nicely. I know someone's going to come in and be like, okay, I don't like that one, I don't like that one, I don't like that one, I don't like that. Oh, come on, there ain't good ones in here. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm going to come in there, next time I'm going to work, it's going to be completely wrecked. And that's on the light end of the spectrum. You know, my boss spent like 2 days, 2 consecutive days, organizing a toy aisle. Didn't last a day, or barely 2 days after that, it was already wrecked again. I mean, like, it blows my mind how productive we could be if we didn't have to worry about cleaning up aisles, if we didn't have to worry about putting shit back, if I had more time to work with, if it just, every customer just went through, I would be so productive. That store would always be stocked. Everybody would be, we would have stuff out, and everything would be cool. And once again, you don't have to follow these to a letter. But whenever next time you're shopping and you see, and you just like, I don't want this. Okay, put it back. I'm in line. Oh, maybe I'll take my money out. Just friendly little reminders. But anyway, yeah, that was that. Probably still came off kind of bitchy, but, gotta vent somehow. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to comment below on something maybe you want me to talk about next time. This will be Teching, signing out. Love you guys.